Hello, this is Angelia with today's wisdom. Today's wisdom comes from Daily Buddhist Wisdom. I'm going to turn up my sound here because I usually record at a higher volume, but I was turned on. What happened was they stopped doing the Windows 10 on my computer. The security features were no longer supported, so we tried to upgrade to Windows 11, and my computer was like, nah, we're not doing that. So now I'm on the laptop, and since we got rid of the PC, I had room on the computer desk to put the laptop and hook the speakers up because the speaker jack was not working on the PC. So anyway, now all the stuff that I usually did at the table is now moved over here to the computer desk. Other things have taken that place. I need to clean that off. We went to Panda Fest, a few weeks ago, and so all my Panda Fest stuff is still sitting on the table. I haven't had time to do a lot of good cleaning yet because I've been taking care of, the hubby and things, so that'll get done eventually. It'll neaten up a little bit. Not a whole lot, but a little bit. But, that's life. Without love, we could not survive. And we couldn't. If our parents didn't love us a little bit, they would have not kept us. So, human beings are social creatures. And a concern for each other is the very basis of our life together. And that's by His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. And that is true. We are social creatures, most of us. Excuse me. And people who are antisocial are usually that way because people have abused them. And they learned early on when they were young that the world was not a friendly place and could even be a hostile place. And so they withdrew from the world and prefer not to socialize. And you can actually go to therapy and, get that fixed. To a certain degree, but that's why I talk about, even in the early years, the people who, they joke about it and meet the parents about ferberizing the baby. No, you don't do that to your baby. You don't leave him in a room by himself to cry it out, because what he then learns is his needs are not going to get met, no matter how much he cries. And that gives an attitude, they don't have the mindset yet to know, what's good, what's bad, or whatever, but that gives them the idea that, my needs are not going to get met no matter how much I'm concerned about it. So I just won't be concerned about it, and I just won't deal with other people. So that's why, I recommend when you have a child, you put the crib at the foot of your bed. As soon as that baby cries, you take care of them. Like I said, I knew people who still had toddlers that did not sleep. My kids were all sleeping through the night by the time they were 4 months old. The first, they were like, wee, wee, and you give them the pacifier, because a lot of times they just drop the pacifier and then they'd be quiet, or you check the diaper, or, when they were very little, of course, they want to be feeding, like 3 in the morning, because their little stomachs would already be hungry. But, like I said, it worked for me. My kids were all sleeping through the night by the time they were 4 months old. So, once the child learns, that their needs are going to get met, that's not the end of the world if the passy falls out, if the diaper's dirty, if they're hungry, then they quickly adapt. And they're like, oh, okay, well, no matter what happens, needs are going to get met. I'm cool. I'm going to sleep tight. So that's how you make well-adjusted people, as you tend to their needs. And a concern for each other is the very basis of our life together. It should be. Now, there are other people who don't have concern for each other. There's a whole section of society, I ain't even going to get on that soapbox, that don't have concern for each other. They don't care, as long as they're getting their piece of pie. They don't care about, Joe down the road. Joe's hungry, that's Joe's fault. He should have tried harder. Yeah, well, maybe Joe's disabled. Maybe Joe can't try harder. So maybe Joe came up in a place and we did not have educational opportunities and things like that. So there's a whole section of society where it's in vogue not to have concern for each other, to get yours and heck with the other guy. That is 100% wrong. That is not what Jesus would do. So, I'm going to get down off that soapbox. But it is the basis of our life together. If at one point in time being civilized was looked upon as a good thing, now In this country, not so much. We have selfish people running around, not caring about the other guy. And that's a shame, and that's why our civilization in the USA is falling apart. Because we need to go back to caring about each other, and helping each other to meet our needs to have a better, well-adjusted society. What we're getting now is a bunch of maladjusted people. My kids call them the Karens and Kevins of the world. But yeah, we're having a bunch of maladjusted people, only giving a crap about, they or theirs, and heck with everybody else in the world. And that's why, this stuff's happening. So, Miss Holiness, the Dalai Lama was onto something there. Think about it. Please like and share this wisdom so we can spread it around the world. If you want to help me out, subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you want to help me out even more, go to my Patreon page and become a patron. The link is in my posts. And thanks for watching. That's all for now. Until next time.